Action figures are supposed to be associated with innocent fun for innocent children, but some of them have managed to generate a little controversy when they were created, resulting in public outcry causing these figurines to be banned. Number 1. Zartan, the year 1984. When Hasbro released Zartan in 1984, it wasn't the action figure that was problematic, it was his personal profile that came attached to it. Zartan's profile described the G.I. Joe as schizophrenic and the owner of 2 identities, greatly upsetting the Canadian Mental Health Association. Number 2. Nomad, the year 1986. Nomad was an Arab from the Rambo franchise that looked a little too much like a stereotypical Middle Eastern terrorist. The American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee objected and the figure was eventually pulled. Number 3. Talking Freddy Krueger, the year 1989. Whoever thought it would be a good idea to make a doll for kids based on a character that killed kids wasn't thinking it through. This 1989 product wasn't around for long. Number 4. Steve the Tramp, the year 1990. This action figure was based on a homeless character in the Dick Tracy comics, but homeless advocacy groups didn't appreciate the notion. These groups felt like the toy was insensitive to the homeless population. Really? Since when do homeless people go looking for toy figurines? Go figure. Number 5. Armed Terrorist, the year 1999. Poor timing spelled the end of this Armed Terrorist action figure, which consisted of a thug in a ski mask and trench coat. When the Columbine incidents of April 20th, 1999 took place, the toys were quickly pulled. Number 6. Austin Danger Powers, the year 1999. The makers of the Austin Danger Powers figurine actually created 2. One for children and a much racier one for adults. When a Georgia mom discovered the figure intended for her 11-year-old son asking, "Do I make you horny, baby?" the result was not pleasant for the manufacturing company. Number 7. Road Rage Al Snow, the year 1999. Every wrestler has a gimmick that makes him memorable, and Al Snow was carrying around a mannequin head that he talked to before fights. His action figure came with the head separately, and that was too much for retailers who quickly pulled it off the shelves. Number 8. Death Row Marv, the year 1999. It's safe to say that 1999 was not a great year for making action figures the public accepted. This figure, based on a Frank Miller comic strip where the character survived the first round of electrocution while strapped in the chair, was a little too graphic for most. Number 9. Rad Repeating Tarzan, the year 1999. Here we go again, folks. Yet another controversial action figure produced in 1999, Rad Repeating Tarzan wouldn't have caused a stir if it weren't for the placement of his right hand. The spring-loaded arm made it appear Tarzan's thoughts weren't entirely pure, and the items were quickly removed and repackaged to avoid further controversy. Repackaged or his package? It doesn't make sense. Number 10. Totenkopf Division, Normandy, 1944. The year 2004. This action figure, based on the Call of Duty video game franchise, was a German soldier that was largely responsible for supervising the horrible concentration camps where so many of the Jewish population was senselessly murdered. You can imagine how many people were offended at this one. Number 11. Dexter, the year 2009. The Dexter action figure came from the show of the same name, featuring a methodical serial killer hiding in plain sight, working at crime scenes. The figure came with a knife and a trash bag, presumably holding a body, which didn't please parents that shopped at Toys R Us. Number 12. Django Unchained, the year 2012. The award-winning Django Unchained featured a rogue slave on a bloodthirsty quest to free his wife and kill anyone who got in his way. The Django Unchained action figure had a predictable outcry against it, namely that it made an attempt at commercializing slavery. Number 13. Breaking Bad figurines. The year 2014. The world fell in love with Breaking Bad and the two men who turned their brand of meth into an empire, but that didn't mean that they were ready to accept them as figurines. Figurines of drug lords just don't seem to go over well.